I grew up in a church environment. I grew up as a Jehovah's Witness. Church was about learning about God, about Jesus, reading the stories of the gospel. It was more about a knowledge quest than it was about a relationship. It was a lot about the rules. It was about always sticking to that, which eventually led me to rebel. I quit the Jehovah's Witness church. When I first moved to Brisbane, I moved into the granny flat at Candy's parents' place, and Candy dragged me along to church. It was a completely different experience for me. Jehovah's Witness churches are very conservative. Occasionally they might play some piano music and you all sing along effectively out of a hymn book. When I first walked into this church, my first impression was, this is one of those crazy churches I've heard about and seen on the TV. And it shocked me a lot, and it took me a long time to even appreciate that people could worship God in different ways. So I was on the back foot and very defensive for a long time. My background meant that and my personality, I'm somebody who likes to study things. I like to break down how things work. It's got to be a science, it's got to be methodical, there's some sort of reason to it. The God that I could learn about, I could understand and I could define, that was okay. A God that would have a relationship with me, that was just a bit weird. And there was a lot of preaching that spoke to me on that and challenged me on that, and then going back and reading some of the references and reading more into it and praying on it, that I started to think, maybe this is more than, what I've had before. Maybe I've just been reading about something when I could actually live it. I made my first decision in about 2007. I'd been coming to what was Southside since 2003, so it was about 4.5 years. I was fresh out of uni. I was in my apprenticeship, if you will. But I was very unhappy where I was working, and I had tried my hardest to find a better job, and I was not having any luck. I literally had delivered so many resumes I couldn't keep count, and I had given up. I remember sitting in my car and just going, God, if you truly do exist and actually care about me, I'm just handing this over to you. I've tried everything in my own strength. I need you to guide me. I need to see something. And it was truly a moment of desperation. I was pretty down at that point in time. And the next day I had a phone call from one of my old uni mates, and she rang me up and said, look, I work at this great place, really great to work for, great people. And so I thought I'd give you a call and see if you were looking for a job. And I thought, you've got some funny ways about you. Thank you very much. Okay. And from that moment, I thought, well, God is actually there looking after me, and I've just maybe not seen it. As I've grown in my walk with God, He's then blessed me more in that. I've become better at my job. I've been able to relate to people better. I've been able to talk to people easier. The biggest thing for me was, church was academic. It was about learning about God, it was studying, it was all theology, and I was good at that. I liked science and study and breaking it down, but it never got me closer to God. What did was having a relationship with Him. Until you ask Jesus to come into your life, all you're doing is, you might as well have a dictionary as a Bible. It's not going to make any difference. But once you have Jesus in your life, that's what changes it, and that's what changed it for me.